taking off the gloves. I've had enough, it's in my blood. I was born for this.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. Joseph Robert, the fantasy football counselor. Welcome to week 12 studs and sucks. Going to be going over with you guys all of the sucks of the weeks and honoring the suck of the week at each position. I'm going to start off with quarterback, move on to tight end, wide receiver, and save the running back to the end. And I'm telling you guys, there was a lot of sucks this week, including guys like Zeke Elliott that completely crapped the bed. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over who the award goes to for the suck of the week. We're going to talk about the studs here as well. Tim the Ball Guy should be back probably next week. He's had some time off, been going through some stuff. We're kind of like, we're not in off season yet, but we're making some changes here. But Tim is still with the show. He's just been busy with some other things, some personal matters. But hey, I'm here. I'm covering it. We got everything good here for you guys. So week 12 was a crazy one. We've had, Denver didn't really have a quarterback. It was insane. A lot of cases of the pandemic going around. There's just so many things going on with this world. It's been a crazy year. But hey, we're going to finish strong. The fantasy playoffs are coming up. We got to finish the year strong. That's how we roll. We came out strong. We got to finish strong, right? And I know a lot of you guys are in the playoffs. Congratulations. If you got 16 rounds, you're probably doing really well. I'm getting a lot of good testimonials in the DMs. And a big part of it is, guys, you had to stay sharp on the waiver wire. You had to be sharp throughout the season. It's not just like, hey, I draft a team and this is my team for the rest of the season. Although there was a lot of depth on your team, you were be able to get guys like Justin Jefferson, Claypool, all these guys that I recommended in 16 rounds. But you always got to stay sharp on that waiver wire. So it's very, very important that you guys did that. And if you did, you will succeed, okay? I assure you. All right, so let's talk about the studs and sucks at each position. Before I do, head on over to manscaped.com, guys. That's manscaped.com. Get your lawnmower 3.0 trimmer. They've also got some other great products. Manscaped.com. Remember, use promo code SHOWERLINE. You're going to save some money on your purchase. Head on over there right now, link here below, okay? Also, smash the thumbs up. Really helps the channel. Leave any questions below here you may have for your fantasy football playoffs for week 13 coming up. All right, let's start off with the quarterback position. Obviously, the guys that did well, we know Deshaun Watson, Pat Mahomes tearing it up, him and Tyreek Hill absolutely going off, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Ryan Fitzmagic, Ryan Tannehill, Mitch Trubisky, Baker Mayfield, and believe it or not, Mike Glennon put up 10 points. Believe it or not, yes, Mike Glennon from Jacksonville. This guy, I didn't even know he was in the league, put up 10 points. That's pretty remarkable here at the quarterback position. Taysom Hill, another 17-point game. That's not bad for a guy who, is I don't want to say backup, pretty much backup, right? He's come in, stepped up, and been doing pretty damn good, okay? Let's keep going here. Justin Herbert had a good game. Matt Ryan had a safe game. But the guys that crapped the bed, that's what we want to focus on. And then I'm going to name some. We're going to come back and award one. Really, Sam Darnold sucked. Cam Newton really, really sucked. Jared Goff sucked. Who else? Derek Carr sucked. There's a lot of Kyler Murray, 7.9 points. He sucked too. A guy that everybody was relying on, right? So there's some really good candidates here at the quarterback position that really, really sucked. Moving on to the tight end position. I hate this position. You guys know this every time. But Robert Tonyan had a good week. Evan Ingram having a good week. Robert Gronkowski been relatively consistent throughout the year. Travis Kelce, Hawkinson, Kyle Rudolph, Hunter Henry, Logan Thomas, Trey Bird, and Mike Gesicki rounding out the top 10. Again, we still got a couple more games to go, but this is as of Sunday. Understand that, okay? Guys that crap the bed, you got to go here. Man, Cameron Brate, 7.4 points, and Noah Fant, 2.3 points. Pretty unacceptable, Noah Fant. I'm sure you're probably going to be a huge candidate this week for my Suck of the Week award. Jimmy Graham, 6.3 point. Dawson Knox, not really huge expectations there. But again, I say it every year, what you see is what you get, or every week, what you see is what you get at the tight end. There really isn't anything here revolutionary. Tyler Higby, 1.6 points. A big letdown if you guys have him as well, okay? Let's move on here to the wide receiver position, a very sought-out position, a position that people observe very heavily. Tyreek Hill tearing it up. Justin Jefferson tearing it up as well. A couple other names, Amari Cooper having a good week. But we expected this out of guys like Justin Jefferson. With Thielen being out, this was a prime week for him to succeed. If you listen to my show, DFS, you probably started him in your lineups, and I won some money because I had Jefferson in there. I had Pat Mahomes. I had Tyreek Hill. Very good situation for them this week. Tyreek Hill tearing it up. 57.8 points. That is absolutely insane. And we know he's got that type of high ceiling type games, right? He gets those. 3 touchdowns in a game, man. That's insane. 15 targets, 13 receptions, 269 yards for Tyreek Hill. This guy is the stud of the week. There's no doubt about it. You got Will Fuller, Jarvis Landry, Allen Robinson, Justin Jefferson, Debo, Amari Cooper, Mike Evans, Devontae Parker, and A.J. Brown, all having good weeks, okay? Unbelievable weeks. Honorable mentions here, Robbie Anderson, T.Y. Hilton, believe it or not, gets a touchdown, 18 points. It should have been like this the entire season. Adams having a safe game, okay? Now, let's talk about some of the sucks of the week. DeAndre Hopkins, 10.5 points. Unacceptable for a first-round pick. Who else really crapped the bed? I know Michael Thomas had a low-scoring game here. I got to find out where he is on the scoreboard. But I know Michael Thomas, 9.1 points here, finishing 41st amongst wide receivers as of Sunday's games, okay? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. These guys are first-round picks, okay? Sammy Watkins, not much expected out of him. Stephon Diggs, not the greatest game, 10.9 points. Really not that good. I'm going to keep going here, taking a look at my list here. But again, Michael Thomas and Hopkins, honestly, really unacceptable. This is not good. Cooper Kupp, 6.1 points. Another guy, completely unacceptable, okay? Tyler Boyd had a mediocre game, not really expecting much out of him, right? And yeah, I mean, those guys are all candidates, so I got to come back and award one there. It's tough. It's been a crazy year, honestly. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of sicknesses going on, a lot of games being moved around, a lot of wide receivers playing quarterback. It's been that type of year. It's been absolutely insane, okay? Let's move on to the running back position, and this is a shameful position. But guys that did well, Derrick Henry, Antonio Gibson, great week. James Robinson, Nick Chubb, Latavius Murray, David Montgomery, believe it or not, having a good game. Kenyon Drake, believe it or not, having a good game. Austin Eckler coming in back to his old antics from last year, doing good. Hey, let's see if he can keep it up, okay? We had 14 attempts, 44 yards, 3.1 yards of carry, but again, made it up in the receptions, 11 targets, right? 11 receptions, 85 yards, right? Making it up there in the reception game. Wayne Gallman, Adrian Peterson rounding out the top 10, along with Ito Smith, believe it or not. We thought it'd be Brian Hill, but Ito Smith got it done there in regards to points category. Now, who crapped the bed? There's a lot of guys that crapped the bed here, guys. Got to talk about it. Giovanni Bernard, bigger expectations out of him with Mixon being out. Brian Hill, a huge letdown. I mean, told you the guy sucked, but I thought he would have stepped up with Gurley being out. Josh Jacobs, what a disappointment. 5.4 points out of him. Le'Veon Bell, not much expectations out of him, but 5.2 points. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, even less than Bell, 4.9 points. Unacceptable. Melvin Gordon, 3.1 points. Zeke Elliott, 2.9 points. Like, these are guys that are supposed to be starters, that are supposed to be the best running backs in the game, just absolutely crapping the bed on you. I'm just taking a look at some other honorable mentions. Philip Lindsay, only 2 points. He sucked. Melvin Gordon, like we said. Jonathan Williams, not expectations for him, but I'm just looking at some names here. Royce Freeman sucked. There's a lot of sucking going on this week. And again, Alvin Kamara, 6.2 points. Kareem Hunt, 6.2 points. I mean, this was a terrible week. I mean, Dalvin Cook, he was banged up, 10.2 points out of Dalvin Cook. So when you're looking at this, man, how do you award a suck of the week at the running back position? But let's do it right now. Okay, here we go. Man, running back, there's a lot of sucking going on. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 4.9 points. He's got to be considered here. But Zeke Elliott, 2.9. But it's kind of expected as of late with him, right, with the offense. Who gets it? I mean, Le'Veon Bell, again, not too much expected. Josh Jacobs, maybe. I got to give it to Zeke with 2.9 points. I have to. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 4.9. A first-round pick, again, crap in the bed. When the offense did well, mind you, they passed a lot more. But 4.9 points, really, out of your guy. Dalvin Cook would probably get one, but he's been good. I mean, 10 points, he still kind of held his own. But, I mean, I got to give it to Zeke Elliott here. I mean, it's such a shame. Such a damn shame that he's doing this bad, honestly. Let's move on here to the tight end position. Again, tight end, I don't really care about this position. I'm going to just honor Noah Fant with 3.3 points. I mean, tight ends, I don't have high expectations for. Moving on to the wide receiver position, the suck of the week has to go to, now Hopkins at 10.5 is an honorable consideration here. But I got to still go with Michael Thomas, 9.1. You could say, well, Joe, he doesn't have a good quarterback. I don't care. You're supposed to be the best wide receiver in the league, apparently. Everyone drafted you in the first round. Why are you not performing? I'm going to give it to Michael Thomas here. Completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable for a guy that was drafted, top 7 pick across the board. I mean, Cooper Kupp gets an honorable mention at 6.1. But, the weight falls heavily on Michael Thomas as possibly being one of the, if not the biggest bust of the 2020 fantasy football season. And again, I told you, stay away from wide receivers in the first round. Moving on to the quarterback position, I mean, this one's pretty easy for me. There's a couple options here, but Jared Goff at 3.02 points, really unacceptable. He's a guy. Kyler Murray, 7.9, but still not as bad as Derek Carr at 0.6 points. You know, I'm going to go with Derek Carr here. 0.6 points, really, Derek Carr, completely unacceptable. You completely crap the bed. You come up with 6 points against Atlanta. Atlanta gives up a lot of points to defenses, and you only come up with 6 points. Now, I didn't watch the game. I don't know if he got hurt. I didn't watch the game. I did not. I think he was okay, though. But 0.6 points for Derek Carr, I mean, that is really unacceptable. Yeah, it says basically it was his worst performance of the season. Yeah, terrible. Sacked 3 times, lost 3 fumbles. Raiders just sucked. And I got to tell you, it was kind of like last week with the Falcons sucking. So maybe the Raiders bounce back, but this is really going to push them down my power rankings. I thought that they were a pretty good team, but now they're showing that they're probably not. So Derek Carr, he is the suck of the week at the quarterback position. I mean, that wraps it up, guys. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Smash thumbs up. We go year round. Of course, follow social media at Fantasy Football Counselor on Insta. Follow my story mode. Make sure you guys turn on notifications on my story mode. A lot of crazy antics going on there. A lot of fun, a lot of good times. And of course, guys, I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Those are your sucks of the week. And I'm going to go award them on social media and tag some of these players and tell them how bad they did. Rub it in. You have to. They screwed your team. Why not let them know about it, right? So they can improve next year, right? You got to let people know what their failures. You got to let them know. All right, guys, thanks. I'm out.